was working with a group of 3 grade 1 students, and we were working in the classroom with them. And after doing a little bit of reading work, we focused on their writing, and they each we did a little oral exploration first of what they wanted to write about. So I sort of lead their thinking a little bit with either what they did on the weekend, and because I hadn't seen them since Friday, I kind of said, well, tell me something that has happened since I last saw you. So they verbalize what it is they want to write, and then I repeat it, and so from that we try to get a little sentence for them. So then they work on their writing, and with the writing books, I always have them initially with markers, and they use one side as kind of a practice page. We use sound boxes, so it's not always the idea that they need to spell everything perfectly. We start at this point just with the sounds that they can hear in a word, and then they put them in the story. And today, initially, this early in the year, we're working on things like spacing and some letter formation. So then once they have their story of time, they get to draw a little picture. And we finished up our lesson with looking at introducing a new book. So this was a book called Woof that we had seen this word before in a previous book, and we had met these characters before, so something they were a little bit familiar with. With this group, we're still working on some just being able to even identify a letter versus a word. So there was a little bit of having, counting, where they actually had to sort of block off the word and count the words. And the other thing, the focus for this group right now is that initial visual, so that initial consonant sound plus the initial visual that they see on the page, and they put both together. So some of the little words they're very familiar with. Taco they've seen before, and the word see was a new word for them, so I showed them the word see, just that little high frequency word, and we talked about if we just had C, it won't sound right, so they quickly figured out that that's why there's an extra S here, because it sounds right. Taco sees a truck. And then of course they see the garbage truck and they want to say Taco sees a garbage truck. So then I brought their focus to the T rather than the G, and a couple of them were pretty quick to figure out that it was truck, and they do catch on to that after they get used to sort of doing that cross-checking. So that's just an initial sort of introduction to them using more than one cue. They're using the picture plus the initial letter sound as well. And then we talked a little bit about the speech bubble as well, which they've seen before, so they knew this word. And then once we practice a couple of pages and pick out what they think the word is, looking for that initial sound, then I let them sort of finish the books on their own, and then tomorrow we'll revisit this book and do a more official read of it. So lots of things going on. How do we know that says taco?
Because it starts with a T.
You guys are so awesome. Right? But what in the picture, what is Taco seeing on his walk? What does he see in the picture?
Cat.
So what would the word?
Taco sees a bird.
Excellent. But what did you see on your page?
Someone didn't get to do anything.
Woof.
So what does bird start with?
B.
Show me the word bird in the story. Good, yeah. Gavin, can you do me a favor? Can you count the words on this page? Can you point at them and count them for everybody?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Excellent job. All right.
5.
Well, 5 if you count that one.